All right, let's dive in. Today, we're talking about the massive, high-stakes war being fought over the last great prize in all of media, live sports. And trust me, this is way more than just who gets to show the game. This is about who owns the future of our screens. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? That incredibly frustrating moment. Well, that's called the spoiler effect, and it's just one of the billion-dollar problems the streaming industry is racing to solve. It points to a really critical truth we often forget. You see, we kind of assume streaming has conquered every corner of entertainment, but one fortress is still standing: live sports. That is the final frontier. It's pretty much the only content left that forces all of us to watch it at the exact same time, which creates this unique and unbelievably valuable challenge for the biggest companies on Earth. And that gets us to the first major hurdle: the absolutely mind-blowing amount of money involved. This isn't just about showing a game. It's a battle for the future of entertainment. And it all starts with a problem that every single streaming service is terrified of. That problem has a name: churn. And you've probably done it. I know I have. You sign up for 1 month, you binge watch that one show everyone's talking about, and then, poof, you cancel. For companies like Netflix, this is a constant, expensive battle. But sports? Oh, sports are the cure. Think about it like this. A hit TV show is like a summer fling. It's intense, it's fun, but ultimately, it's pretty short-lived. Live sports, on the other hand, that's a long-term relationship. You don't just sign up for one game. You commit for an entire 9-month season, through all the good, the bad, and the ugly. So what this really means is that live sports act as an anti-churn anchor. They have the power to turn a casual, one-and-done viewer into a loyal, committed, high-value customer who sticks around for most of the year. And that kind of stability, that is the absolute holy grail for any subscription business. But getting that anchor comes at a price that is just astronomical. The cost to even play in this game is insane. Just look at this number: $110 billion. That's just the value of the NFL's media rights deal. Only the absolute biggest players in the world can even get a seat at this table. So why on earth would giants like Amazon and Apple pay so much? Well, here's the secret. For them, it's not actually about making money on the stream itself. Sports are what's known as a loss leader. They use these exclusive games to pull you into their entire universe, getting you hooked on Prime delivery, selling you a new iPhone, and locking you into their ecosystem for years. But for us, the actual fans, this gold rush has created a total headache. To squeeze out every last dollar, the leagues have chopped up the rights, splitting a single season across a bunch of different platforms. A really dedicated fan might need Amazon, Peacock, ESPN Plus, and Apple TV Plus just to follow their team. It's creating this massive subscription fatigue. And the industry's solution to this problem is, kind of hilariously, to go back in time. It's a trend called rebundling. Services are being packaged together again, which, if you think about it, looks an awful lot like the expensive cable bundle we all ditched cable to get away from in the first place. Okay, so the business side is wild, but that's only half the story. Beyond all the money, there's an even bigger hurdle: the pure technical nightmare of trying to deliver a perfect live stream to millions and millions of people at the exact same second. You know, streaming a movie is one thing. The system can get the data ready ahead of time. But live sports gives you this problem called concurrency. The industry has a great name for it. They call it the thundering herd. Millions of people all hitting play at the exact moment the game starts. And the size of that herd is almost impossible to imagine. The world record for a live-streamed event was for an IPL cricket match, which had, get this, 32 million people watching all at once. A single server system would evaporate under that kind of pressure. So how in the world do they manage it? Well, the solution is something called a multi-CDN strategy. CDN stands for Content Delivery Network. Basically, instead of relying on one data highway, they open up dozens of them at the same time, using networks from big companies like Akamai and Cloudflare to spread out that massive traffic spike so the whole system doesn't just crash. But even if the stream doesn't crash, there's another problem haunting the system: latency. This is that delay, the gap between what's happening live on the field and what you see on your screen. With older streaming tech, this could be a full minute, which is a lifetime in sports and is the direct cause of that spoiler effect. So now engineers are in an all-out war on spoilers, using some incredible new technologies to shrink that gap. Something called low latency HLS can get the delay under 5 seconds, which is pretty much what you get on table. And other tech, like WebRTC, is trying to get it under 1 second, a speed that isn't just about spoilers, but is absolutely critical for the huge, booming world of real-time sports betting. Now, while the West is wrestling with these huge costs and tech problems, there's a really fascinating experiment happening on the other side of the world that might just be showing us the future. Let's take a look at India's streaming laboratory. Check out this playbook from a service called JioCinema. It was totally disruptive. First, they went for sheer size, streaming the country's biggest cricket tournament completely for free. Second, they proved they could handle record-breaking scale, hitting that 32 million viewer number we talked about. And third, they found a clever new way to make money, bundling sports access directly with mobile data plans. It's a high-volume, low-cost model that could be a blueprint for the future. So after going through the business gauntlet and the technical nightmare, what does this all really mean for us, the fans? What are the big things we should take away from this huge shift in how we all watch sports? All right, let's boil it all down. Here's what you should really remember. First, sports are the ultimate anchor that solves streaming's biggest problem, churn. Second, this is a game played only by titans. Just the biggest tech giants can afford to use sports as a loss leader. Third, concurrency and latency are the two giant engineering problems being solved as we speak. And finally, India's high-volume data-bundled model offers a really interesting glimpse at what could come next. And all of this brings us to the final and most important point. We often think of technology as something that pushes us apart, isolating us on our own little screens, but what this whole battle really proves is our deep, fundamental craving to experience things together, right now. We want to cheer, we want to gasp, we want to feel that heartbreak at the exact same moment as millions of other people. The technology has changed, the delivery has changed, but the human need to witness history together remains exactly the same.